Good morning. 5:30, Tuesday, January. How do you like that? It's early. Um, June the 1st. The broccoli should have already made by now. A relative just harvested 10 large heads. It's starting to make. I'm not sure why it was so slow, but it's starting to come around. Anyhow, it's Tuesday, so it's the day to pick for the Wednesday market. Gotten the grass all picked. There's some insect flying by. Oh, kind of show you how much difference a month makes. The weather turned warm, and the spinach is bolted, and you can see blooms coming on, going to seed, which is pretty typical. And one of my chard barrels came loose. Daily watering and wood didn't mix, and those guys don't look that great. And the lettuce goes through stages like the spinach does. We've gotten a lot off of these two beds, though. 9 markets during the month of May. So probably, I don't know, at least 100 gallons of lettuce. And this one will hold up for a little while longer. The red and that one will be good for a while, but the black-seeded Simpson will begin to go to seed as well. And the other chard structure, and in the back there, that's a grapevine. If I get around there, I'll show you that it's put on grapes. And a month ago, this was completely full of onions. I'm about to take the last of them out. These were full of onions also. Now they're empty, and that's just very recently transplanted kale. And here is the bed of kale. You see all the purple. Those are purple ruffles basil, which some people would consider to be invasive. They seem to be a good partner for the kale. Those seem to like each other. The smell may deter bugs. So I saw a couple of cabbage moths over the weekend, and I had to move this over here from where it was. So it's doing pretty well for being moved around. Here's some nasturtium, completely edible. More of the red sales lettuce, and this kale didn't get picked last week, so that's ready to go. You can see that the leaves are quite large. And here's some nice chard. That variety is Bright Lights, although there may be some Discovery in there as well. And the garlic is soon to be blooming. There's the broccoli over there. That's the burn barrel. Those are potato tires. I tried it several years ago, and I decided I'd try it try it again this year. And those are 5 tires high. The far one is blooming, although you can't see it from here. And this is cilantro, lovely and blooming, soon to make seed. Compound blooms. Doesn't look the greatest, but anyway, and you can see the garlic scapes. Those are marketable as food. Quite a few of them. Well, it's basically the bloom shoot. This bed had been radishes, and I don't know, maybe I got 60 bundles out of this bed, which would have been about 8 to 10 radishes each. And I have resown it in a bush green bean that makes it less than or right around 60 days. And here are the mustard greens. This has been eat up a little bit. Part of that is probably from the cold, but that's rhubarb. There's a nice one in the back. There's one over there in the corner. Anyway, the mustard greens are getting tall also, and will soon be going to bloom. That's one thing about all these cool season crops, is when you get a stretch of 80 degrees that they go to bloom. They bolt and are done. We'll probably get 2 more markets out of that, and then that all has to come up, and we will plant something different in that spot. And here's a catnip that grows in the corner of the lettuce bed. Hi, cilantro. And kale down there is very full. The baby size chard is very popular, tender, with the ladies at the farmer's market. Okay, let's continue to another area. And you can see that I put up a post and strung it all the way around. Keep animals out, neighbor dogs and such. This is 50 some odd peppers, jalapenos, super chili, cayenne, banana peppers. I think there might be some just regular green to red bell peppers as well. And this looks like just a weed growing down here. That's pennyroyal, which is in the mint family. And it'll kind of jump around all over the place, but it more or less is a ground cover, so it can grow wherever it would like. And here is the squash patch. And on this end row, I had sown acorn squash, but it didn't really come up. So I had some that I had as plants, and I transplanted those. And the rest of them are all seeded. A row there, another row here, and some of these need hoed again. There's unique spaghetti squash. There's yellow patty pan, the acorn that I mentioned in the first row. The lighting this morning isn't the greatest, but it's early and I gotta get to picking. And that's 8-ball zucchini, and this is regular zucchini. We just went through a stretch of unusually cold weather for the end of May. It went down to 43 at least one night, but I think it was 2 nights. Okay, and now we're in the tomato patch. Although there's more in here than that. These are the early girls that we set out. There's quite a few of them. You can see they're getting blooms on them. And I'll show you on another row. It's not as easy to see. Oops. But with the alternating poles and the strings run as such, it kind of makes a long cage. Let's see if we can see it better. You can kind of see it better on this one. And lots of blooms. More terminal clusters right there. There's one. There's a few tomatoes out here. Here's a different variety. Bloom coming on, terminal clusters. It's a bushier, a determinate. It's a variety we haven't grown before. I think they're called something like Freudenberger. And most of that row is celebrities. You can see the cage effect. We also went through 18 days of no rain, and then we got about 3/4 of an inch just recently. So when the ground dries out a little bit more, time to get out here and till it up and get some hoeing done. That's just regular yellow squash, and those are the straight 8 cucumbers. And I haven't strung this row yet. I've just gotten the poles set yesterday. It's 124 tomato plants. Well, I don't see chemtrails this morning, although, well, yeah, there's one over there. Okay, one more stop. Yeah, there you can see the fuzzy looking fake clouds. Little maybe harp action going on over there. There's a piece of a chemtrail over there. I much prefer natural sky. And little stand of irises here, I guess, are probably done. Here's an overview from far away. We're getting there. All right. And in the beginning of May, everything was still in the greenhouse. And since then, we've had to... I've strung the arbor up. I have a plot over here that I still haven't done anything with. I didn't mention it, but out past the broccoli, there's another plot out there that has peas and okra. And they're just coming up. Celery and parsley, and a few kale transplants left. Got some caladiums trying to come up. Not a whole lot left. Tomatoes, if they don't get put in the ground, they start looking sort of icky. They can't live in those long term in the 6-packs. A lettuce planter. These are in the greenhouse before. Look how much better and mature they are. Look how the foxglove has come along. In this light, they look kind of yellow on the camera, but they're nice and green. And this is peppers. Not a lot left. Still have the garlic. And there's some sage. And here is the greenhouse, basically empty. That's some pieces of cardboard that line the truck, loading it for the market. Here's my wicking bucket from last year, and the parsley is going to go to seed. Still looks good, has lots of edible on there. A table of tomatoes, calendula, and then some coleus. All similar colors. And some better looking tomatoes. I think those are Cherokee purples. Oh, nice stalk on them too. Those clear cups generally do very well for transplants. And then there's impatiens left, and some begonias I got transplanted from 6-packs. You know, and there's a few different things. That, of course, have already been sold out, but we moved a lot of plants this month. Still some old perennials that we might work with. This is my celery project. Taken old planters, lined them with plastic, put a piece of styrofoam with holes in it, and the celery is down in there. Let's see if we can lift it up and show the roots. Watch out, catnip. Well, there we go. Yeah, buddy. Grow, guys, grow, and good morning to you all. Okay, and I kind of saved the best for last. And now I got to get to picking. This is the display for tomorrow's market. It's not arranged as it will be displayed, but it is staged to be loaded into the vehicle. So that's the plants that will go tomorrow. And time to pull up a bed of onions.